Pros fans, season inching closer. Okay. We are just dying to know who makes this team because with the injuries to Westberg and the injury to Holiday, oh, by golly, we have some guys on the bubble and some possible surprises. Joe Rossano's Orioles report with the brilliant Michael Sullivan is next. Welcome to Joe Rossano's Orioles report with Michael Sullivan. Please subscribe, like, share, click the notification bell for all latest episodes of Joe Rossano's Orioles report. Michael Sullivan, who makes this team? What say you, sir?
You know, oddly enough, I think, as you mentioned, because of, in the tease for this, with the situations regarding Westberg and Holiday, that created some questions and some uncertainty that I don't think any of us really anticipated was going to be the case heading into spring training. We got 17 days before opening day, and we're recording this on a Monday, and it's beautiful. It's 76 degrees outside. I would love to get a day like this on March 26th, but I expect it'll be cold and windy and gray, but still exciting that it's up ahead. So position battles, there's a ton of them that we know, spots that are going to be filled. But I guess to me, the biggest questions that now remain are who's going to play third on a regular basis and that roster spot, who's going to play second while Holiday is out. And honestly, it's not sounding like Jackson's going to be out that long. I thought I saw earlier this week or late last week that he was already starting to hit again.
Playing golf, from what I understand.
I guess it's not exactly the same swing, but
right.
So, I think there's a question about who we're keeping in the infield. And then it feels to me, and maybe we can start off with this, it feels to me like Heston Kjerstad is really trying to force the Orioles' hand to do something with him this year. He's hitting 318 this spring. He's gotten a lot of at bats. He's hit a couple home runs. We all know he has his defensive limitations, but man, it seems like he's forcing the Orioles to think about keeping him on the roster. What do you think?
Absolutely. Let's take a look at all things Heston Kjerstad here. He is a blue chip first round draft pick. I'm not surprised. We're talking about the blonde bomber here. Okay. Heston Kjerstad can flat out hit. He can flat out hit. And yeah, really, Jim Palmer had mentioned this, I think, last season or maybe the season before last. What is Heston Kjerstad going to learn in the minor leagues? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We saw what he did there. You alluded to that on more than one occasion, Michael. And I say he should make the team. He really should.
When he's been healthy, the dude just rakes in the minor leagues.
Yes.
Like you said, what is he going to do down in AAA? I guess the only reason that he would be in AAA is to prove to some outside suitor that he's healthy and hitting. Because if he doesn't make the team, that's basically all they can do is AAA. In AAA is to, show other people who might be interested, look, I'm healthy, I'm ready, I can hit. And if the Orioles, you know how I feel about the notion of keeping Leody Taveras, a guy who can't hit a lick. I understand he's, he can play defense and he's a potential, backup in center field. And I know they need that. But I remain skeptical about keeping guys just so they can play 2 innings at the end of the game, right? Here's a defensive replacement. I don't know. I think they're going to keep him. I think they're going to keep him. I don't think they're going to keep Heston Kjerstad, but it really just sort of it really gets my goat to think about it that way.
When we talk about center field, we talk about Colton Cowser. I got to ask you, and O's fans, please put this in the comments. From a defensive standpoint, Michael, I mean, he's that bad, is he? I didn't think Colton Cowser, excuse me, was a outfield liability, except he tries to throw runners out at the plate all the time. Other than that, I mean, I think he certainly makes the routine plays, and he's made a few tough plays. And now you have Adam Jones, who's in camp with the team, helping Colton Cowser in center field. And you tell me, I mean, in the first place, was Colton Cowser that bad that you need Leody Taveras as a defensive replacement in center field?
I mean, I think that Colton Cowser, from what we've seen, is a serviceable center fielder. Is he a plus center fielder? Not right now. Could he become one? I mean, he's athletic enough. It's a possibility, but I don't. I'm not pained by the prospect of Colton Cowser in center field. And as I said a minute ago, are you really going to take Colton Cowser out of the game in the 7th or 8th inning to put Leody Taveras in center field? Like, how much of an upgrade? How much of an upgrade is that? I guess it would be realistic to think that sometimes you need a defensive replacement for whoever is. Well, I guess if it's Tyler O'Neill, but Dylan Beavers is fine, and Taylor Ward is fine. So I don't see this absolute necessity for a glove-only guy like Leody Taveras. So we'll see. I mean, I'd love to see Kjerstad stick around, but it's that age-old problem. Like, if he sticks around, how many at-bats is he going to get in this lineup?
Yeah, see, and there you go, right there. And again, as Reed Trimble recently sent to the minor league complex, um, y- you have him, you have Honeycutt, yeah, among others.
Yeah,
And yeah, there is just a log jam in that outfield right
yeah.
now. There's a log jam.
There's a log jam in the outfield, and then we come to the infield, and the roster spots that are available there. I think we absolutely know that Blaze is going to be on this team because of what Elias gave up to get him, and the fact that he's played pretty well, and that he has positional versatility, which they love, and
And speed.
yeah, and speed, and certainly to start the season, they need somebody who has who has the ability to play second, because Jackson will be out, and maybe you don't always want to play Kobe Mayo at third, but I think they're pretty intent on starting the season with Kobe Mayo at third until Westberg's back, at least the majority of the time, and that Blaze is going to be there as a utility guy. And I haven't really counted the numbers, but who does that? Who's the odd man out there? If you have Kobe and you have Pete Alonso and you have Samuel Basayo and Adley, all of whom could spell a guy at first base who never needs to be spelled, right? A guy who plays
Right.
158, 162 games. It's like nobody's getting many spots at first. So, then you're talking about Tyler O'Neill, Samuel Basayo, Kobe Mayo, Adley Rutschman, all catcher and DH. And, you know who that leaves out.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter if it leaves him out or not. According to Andy Koska, spoke to the other day, Orioles beat writer for the Baltimore Banner. He says, yeah, Ryan Mountcastle makes the team. And they didn't non-tender Ryan Mountcastle because they think there is going to be a suitor for Ryan Mountcastle later in the season. He's thinking a bullpen arm. a quality bullpen arm,
I
which
I just
again is a
can't
shame.
imagine it because his production has declined every year for 4 years. He's a first baseman who doesn't hit for power and hasn't for 4 years. And what chance is he going to get to demonstrate his value this year on this team?
I don't. I I got to tell you, I consider myself practically a surgeon in this stuff, and I got to tell you, Michael, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know where you put the fella. Can't DH him. You got 5 of those. You can't play first base. You got 5 of those. His playing third base days are, I would have say never were never here in the first place. I think you may recall he played left field quite a bit when he first came up, but he's certainly not going to play there. I do not know what becomes of Ryan Mountcastle this season when the season opens because again, as nobody knows more than you, they gave him $7 million. They chose not to non-tender him,
Maybe
and
maybe he steps in a
he's here.
maybe he steps in a pothole in the parking lot right before opening day and
Oh,
mysteriously ends up on the injured list.
no, God,
You know, I mean, heck,
no,
Jordan Westburg got hurt. Nobody knows how. Maybe Ryan Mountcastle rolls out of bed and all of a sudden
his oblique hurt.
he's got an oblique injury all of a sudden.
Well, or he needs Tommy John surgery on his elbow.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Jordan Westberg, they're talking he is going to be out probably till at least June now. So it's not, missing the entire month of April. He's missing April and May. So they're talking about June. I say August. Can you believe this? Wow. Wow, what a shame. I keep saying what a shame when it comes to this team all the time. Bradish had Tommy John surgery. What a shame. They traded one of their blue chip starting pitchers. What a shame, as far as I was concerned, anyway. Again, you got these injuries and this and that, and I would. I'm telling you, I'd let the starters pitch 1 inning all spring, every 1 inning per outing, and pray they make it to opening day. I mean, I've never seen injuries like this since I've been watching baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about one of your comments, so I'm just going to
Mm-mm.
offer up a stat. Grayson and his 9+ spring ERA. So I'm not really bemoaning that, but Jordan Westburg,
Bemoaning.
Jordan
I need
Westburg.
Chat GPT for that one. What's that? Your word of the day? Bemoaning.
Yeah, Jordan Westburg's injury is a shame. Right? I mean, this is a guy who was an all-star 2 years ago. Statistically, when you look at how the Orioles lineup performs when he's in it compared to when he's not, there's a statistically significant difference when he's in the lineup as opposed to when he's not. So it's a big loss for the Orioles. It's certainly, a personal loss for Westberg to be in this situation again. And we talked about it before. Yeah, he's getting the PRP. Now it's 2 months. And is that nobody will be surprised if in June they say he's getting surgery, and then we're not going to see him until the beginning of next year. So, yeah, that is a loss for the Orioles, and certainly not the way that I had hoped that they would start the year. I am optimistic about Jackson. Sounds like he's going to be, hitting and probably on pace to get back within the first, week or two of the season. And I think that'd be a good thing because I think Jackson Holiday is in a position to I don't want to say a breakout year, but to improve upon the season that he had last year markedly, which for a kid his age was already a pretty good season. So, if he
Thought
bumps up,
so.
yeah, so if he bumps up to like 270 and 20 home runs and, 20 to 30 stolen bases and plays competent second base defense, it'll make him one of the best second basemen in the American League. So, hopefully that'll come to pass because the Orioles could use some good news.
Speaking of which, okay, Michael, I'm really glad you said that because I was looking for an opening here. Okay, let's segue into some good news. Gunnar Henderson, 4 for 5. Team USA World Baseball Classic fired up, getting into second base on a 2-run. They call it now. I think they changed it to a single. It was a double. I think there was a bobble in center field, so
There.
it was a 2-run single by Gunnar Henderson, and our friend Dean Kramer pitched well for Team Israel.
He
So
did.
that's good news right there. I like to see Gunner 4 for 5, getting fired up, being the Gunner Henderson we are used to seeing. I got to tell you, if there's one thing, somebody says, "What's one thing, Joe, you want to see this season?" I really want to see Gunner come back to being the player that he was,
Oh yeah,
and
and I
not,
think that I'm very hopeful that that is what we're going to see this year. So 4 for 5, yes. Every one of those hits came off his bat at 105 miles per hour plus. Every one of them, and as you said, he's fired up and enthusiastic about being there and playing for Team USA, and I think that enthusiasm is going to translate into the regular season. So I think that's an incredibly positive thing to see, and as we've seen also, even though he's not there, Pete Alonso is like completely about getting the young core pumped up, seeing the energy that he expects to see from them. So it's nice to have a veteran presence who is going to try to hold the younger guys accountable. And I even saw some talk about, well, will the Orioles name a captain, and will it be Pete Alonso? And I would be completely
jeez,
down. I'd be completely down with that.
really,
Yeah.
he's been on a team for 15 minutes. Derek Jeter was a captain. You see where I'm coming from?
I see where you're coming
I
from, but
mean,
sometimes it's about the right guy and not about how long you've been with the organization. And he's committed for. I mean, he's got a 5-year contract, so
yeah,
it's not like he's a journeyman that you're going to say, oh well, if he's the captain this year, maybe he's gone next year. That ain't happening.
right.
So I have. It just seems to me like the guys would respect him based on his track record and what he's done, and they'd be open. They'd be open to it. So we'll see.
Orioles captain. All right. I'd like to, has there been Cal Ripken wasn't the captain. I mean, there was no Orioles captain that I recalled.
I don't
Was
remember.
now I
I
know
mean, some
you go
teams
back
name
to
somebody.
Jim Gentile,
Some teams have
right?
them, and some teams don't. But you know, I wouldn't be opposed to it. As I guess is all I'm saying. So hey, we're just
Right.
what
So
are we like? Today's the 9th, so 17 days from opening day.
what does that mean, Michael? Do you know
I
what
think
happens
it
in 17?
means that you and me and Matt Faulkner are going to be doing some live pre games and post games starting on opening day, and I'll be there on opening day. And technology permitting, I'll be joining you live pregame on March 26th. So I'm excited about that.
And as a field correspondent, you'll be at the game.
I'll be at the game. Yeah. So hopefully that all pans out.
So you'll be at the game. So what are you in the sky box? What do you got there, Michael? Right?
Yeah, I will not be in the skybox, Joe. Uh, I'm gonna be with the hoi polloi is somewhere on the upper deck, but on opening
In
day.
the upper deck.
Opening day, if you're in the
Don't they
building,
know who you are?
you would think, right? You would think.
It's
But
Michael. It's the brilliant Michael Sullivan here. What
right.
do you mean, the upper deck?
I know.
Goodness.
But just to be in the building on opening day is enough. So I'm
Hey,
looking forward to it.
absolutely. I tell you, God bless you. I'm jealous. But yep, live, and that is March 26th, starting at 2:00. Our on-field representative, the brilliant Michael Sullivan, and I'm so excited. Maybe I'm just bored in my personal life, but I am so excited about this, O's fans. We want you to call in, okay? And this is what we need from you. We want you to call in and say, Joe, you are a Rembrandt, sir. You are the smartest Orioles guy ever. And this Michael Sullivan guy, I got to tell you, he's so wrong all the time. That's what I want to hear. They call in. No, we got the brilliant. They don't call you the brilliant Michael Sullivan for nothing. They sure don't call me that. But as always, those fans, for Michael Sullivan, our friend Matt Faulkner, we graciously appreciate you hanging out with us. Please subscribe, like, share, click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of Joe Rossano's Orioles Report with the brilliant Michael Sullivan, the handsome Matt Faulkner. I say God bless you. Please don't forget to adopt a pet. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.